as previously, please. So, with a speech entitled "The Long Arm of the Law," please welcome James.
Good evening, everybody. I need to warn you about a very dangerous man who is terrorising the roads in the Republic of Ireland. And no, I don't mean our dear friend Maurice McCulloch. This man has committed over 50 traffic offences. Speeding, parking, road tax, you name it, he's done it. And the Irish Garda are baffled about this man. What do we actually know about him? Well, as it happens, very little. You see, every time the Irish Garda pull him over, he always has his documentation with him. And every time, he seems to be living at a new address. And one more thing, he has a really unique name. His name is Pravojadzi. Now, you've got to think, with such a unique name as Pravojadzi, surely there can't be 50 of them in Ireland. Well, tonight, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and very welcome guests, I'm here today to answer that important question. Do you need to be worried about the antics of Pravojadzi? Well, I'm pleased to say you can all relax and breathe easy. I have solved the mystery. You see, there is no such person as Pravojadzi. Pravojadzi is Polish for driving licence. When the Garda pulled the Polish motorists over onto the side of the road, they looked at the driving licence and rather than picking up the person's name, instead they picked up the words for driving licence. Red faces all around in Ireland. And actually, I must admit, my family too had our fair scrapes with the law. Take my mother, for example. My mother was pulled over on the outskirts of Ipswich by a policeman. He asked to see her driving licence. She obviously gave it to him, and he looked at it. "Madam, it says here you should be wearing glasses when you drive." My mother replied to him, "I have contact, officer." The officer said, "I don't care who you know, love, you're still getting a ticket." My father is just as bad, to be honest. I remember when I was a child, we went on a family holiday down to Devon. And yes, my father, he was pulled over too. He ran down his window on the car to speak to the officer. "Excuse me, sir, I've pulled you over because your rear lights aren't working." My father got out of the car, walked to the back, and stared at the back of the car. And then he started wailing, and wailing, and wailing. The police officer was quite taken aback that my father was apparently distraught, and he decided that perhaps he could be a bit lenient. Please sir, there's no need to worry. It's not that big an offence to have lights not working." My father said, "I don't care about the lights, young man. Where's my caravan?" Now, my brother-in-law Phil, he is a bus driver, and he likes to tell this story to this day. He's really proud of it. So he was driving on a bus route into Lowestoft. I'm from Suffolk originally, and as he's driving along the road, he sees a police car on the far side, and beside the police car, there's a policeman with a radar gun waiting to catch people who drive too quickly. He thinks nothing more of it and continues on his journey along the way. An hour later, and it's time for the return leg from Lowestoft back to the original destination. And as he's going along, he looks in his rearview mirror and he sees a man in a flashy motor car. I've heard a rumour it might from Dave Goodman, but it hasn't actually been officially confirmed. This man pulled up right behind him really close and was tailgating him really dangerously. After a couple of miles, Phil was getting really annoyed by this motorist. I know you're thinking, road rage incident coming. Well, you're completely wrong. Phil decided to pull over to the side of the road and let the motorist through. Vroom! Off he goes in his flashy sports car. You see, Phil had been a bit cunning. He decided to pull to the side a quarter of a mile before the place where he'd seen the policeman 1 hour earlier. And true to the cunning plan, 10 seconds later, blue lights flashing, sirens going, and the police car can be seen pursuing a sports car. So a few stories about my family's experiences. What can we learn from these experiences? Well, quite clearly, the police can be pretty inept at times. But, on occasions, they do get their man or woman. So, I urge you all, the next time you're driving your cars along the road, stick to the rules, Mr. Burke.
Well, James, thank you. That's a great anecdote about Phil. I enjoyed that.